Hey guys, what's up? Mike Rokken here from Rokken Audio Tech Reviews, and today we're going to take a look at the Focusrite Scarlett 18i20 second generation audio interface. Now, I've already got a couple higher end audio interfaces in my studio, but I needed a lower cost unit for a secondary workstation, and I had three main requirements in mind for this interface. Number one, I needed at least 8 inputs to cover 2 stereo sources and 4 mics. Number two, I wanted something that looked nice, and because I like to keep my studio desks free from clutter, I ruled out any tabletop units. Rack mount, that's the only way I can go. So number three, I wanted something affordable, and for this project I decided affordable was $500 or under.
So the Scarlett 18i20 seemed to fit all my requirements. It looks great. I really like the red aluminum casing in contrast to the black face. It had the number of inputs I needed, and it is affordable. It comes in right around $498 on Amazon. However, it is worth checking eBay for whatever item you're interested in. I scored an open box one that had never been used, mint condition. It was for display only. I got it for $385. So if you're trying to save some dollars, definitely check eBay for whatever you're looking for.
I'm going to do a quick unboxing, show you what's in the package, then we're going to go over some of the features and do the install of the software and the unit. We'll go through a few voice tests, and we'll find out together just how good this unit is. Let's rock this. So opening the box, first thing we have is a standard power cord. We've also got a USB cable. Now this one's only 5 feet. That's a little short, especially for a rack mount unit, so I upgraded to a 9-foot cable, which worked fine for me. And now let's get on to the main event here. Just got a little warranty information sheet, some plastic feet for the bottom of the unit. And look at this thing, this is nice. I love the finish on this. They're called Scarletts because the color is scarlet, and it's made out of aluminum. Most of the stuff in this price range is gonna be plastic, so it's really nice that Focusrite upgraded the casing on this. Let's take a quick look at the front panel here. We've got 2 headphone jacks, your monitor volume. You've got 8 input controls on the front and 2 combo jacks where you can directly plug in on the front, which is nice and convenient. The rest of them are on the back.
So let's take a closer look at the back while we're at it. We had inputs 1 and 2 on the front. We've got 3 through 8 on the back and the combo jacks. Then we've got your line outputs as 1/4 inches. We've also got your optical in-outs, word clock out, USB connection, MIDI in and out, and your SpeedIF in and out, and your power. One more thing to remember, the instructions for installation are actually a little bit hidden on the inner box lid, so make sure you check that out.
My install is on a Mac, but the process is essentially the same for Windows 2. You just go to the Focusrite site, register your Scarlett, and download the correct installer. There is a nice selection of third-party software that's bundled with your purchase. At the time of this video, that included one of 4 Addictive Keys instruments, your choice, the Red plugin suite, the Novation Bass Station plugin, the Softtube Time and Tone bundle, Ableton Live Lite, 2 gigs of Loopmaster's drum samples, and finally a Pro Tools First Creative Pack.
All right, now we're ready to install, so let's start off by just connecting 2 cables. First, the USB cable, and the other end goes into your computer, and of course the power cable, and plug that into the wall. Turn the power on the front, and you are good to go. Also, make sure you go into System Preferences, go to Sound, and then your Output tab, and select the Scarlett as your output device. And we're only testing system playback right now, but if we were going to be testing the input, which we'll do in just a little bit, we would change the input tab to the Scarlett as well. And as you could just hear, the audio was working great once I switched that. So this is the Focusrite Control software, and I just wanted to show you this real quick. See this little question mark here? You can click on that at any time, and it'll take you right to Focusrite's Help Center, which is really nice and convenient if you're stuck with anything. So we're in Logic now, and I'm just clicking through the buffer sizes here to show you the corresponding latencies that the machine is registering at. And just wanted to mention something. Again, this is more a my computer and Logic thing. Your system will be different. I'm running a really old 2011 Mac Mini server. The system drive is an SSD, and I've got 16 gigs of RAM, but that's pretty slow by today's measure. But if I had this set at 32 samples, I was having problems with clicks and pops, so I just bumped that up to 64. But again, that doesn't really have anything to do with the Focusrite. I just wanted to let you know, in case you are getting clicks and pops, first check your DAW and the sample rate your recording's set at, because that's likely the issue. And let's take a quick look back in the Focusrite control software at the sample rates available. And indeed, check it out. It goes all the way up to 192 kilohertz. Personally, I never record over 96, but for those of you who do, I think that's a pretty awesome spec to have at this price level. All right, so here we are, the big audio test. Now, as you notice, I've switched out my microphone. I was using a lavalier mic before. I've switched to the Shure SM7B vocal microphone. This is a pretty popular microphone for voiceover artists, broadcast facilities, podcasts, any voice application. It's got kind of an inherent warmth and a good body to it, and it's rugged and tough. So the other unique thing about this mic is that it requires a huge amount of gain to get it up to a usable level. 60 dB is what Shure recommends. I wanted to do something that would really push those preamps in the unit to their max. So I chose to do a vocal test with this mic. Now, everything you're hearing right now is completely unprocessed. We're going straight from the Shure microphone through the XLR into the front of the Focusrite and into Logic, no plugins in Logic at this point in the video. Now, the gain is completely cranked up to 10 on the Focusrite. Normally, when you take any preamp and push it all the way to the max like that, you're going to get a lot of noise. You're going to get hiss and some grit and some nastiness. Usually 75% is where you want to stop on most units, unless you're dealing with higher end stuff. I'm going to stop talking and we'll just listen to the noise floor on this one. So as you can see, it's pretty incredibly clean. A few things surprise me anymore. This surprises me at a unit at this price point, that it can have preamps that can have this much gain and be this clean even when pushed to their absolute maximum. Good job, Focusrite. Now, just so you can compare and contrast a little bit, I'm going to run this microphone through a Symmetrix 528E, which is a pretty popular channel strip for voiceover applications. We're going to cut the video right now and we'll check that out and compare its noise floor to this one. So again, here's this one. And now here's the Symmetrix. So as you can see, that should give you a pretty good idea of how clean those preamps are in the Focusrite Scarlett. If I hadn't already purchased a unit, just this test alone would have made me make that decision, and I'm probably going to be buying one of the smaller Scarletts for another workstation I have that doesn't need as many inputs and outputs. So again, I can't say enough good things about this one. Awesome stuff.
So I've spent a couple weeks with the Scarlett, and let's go over the pros and cons I've discovered with the 18i20. On the positive side, the interface sounds great. It relays your input signal accurately without unwanted coloration. Also, I'm a big fan of the combo jacks on both the front and back of the unit. These save valuable space, which can keep down overall costs. The looks, design, and the build quality are unmatched at this price level in a rack mount unit. And once again, we go back to that price, only $498, $499 on Amazon. Again, look on eBay if you want an even better deal. Now on the negative side, I did have some sleep issues on my Mac. I'm not sure how prevalent this is out there, but several times the unit wasn't recognized by my Mac after waking up from sleep, and I needed to power cycle the Scarlett to reset the connection. I contacted Focusrite tech support and they said there could be a few causes: using a longer USB cable than supplied, using a USB hub instead of a direct port, or my audio preferences were corrupted on the Mac. I'll leave a link in the description down below for those of you on a Mac who may think that's your issue. Now the second issue is that the phantom power is only engageable in banks of 4 inputs. So it's either on inputs 1 through 4 or 5 through 8. You can't select or omit individual channels for phantom power. That's a bummer, but I'm sure that helps keep the cost of the unit down. So overall, I think the Scarlett 18i20 2nd Gen is a great buy at this price point. If you're looking for more I/O than most of the tabletop units, but aren't quite ready to drop a few paychecks on something like a UME or Apogee interface, I think the 18i20 is a solid choice for you. Well, there you go. Hope you guys have enjoyed the review video on the Scarlett 18i20 2nd Gen, and I hope it's helped you out in your decision on whether to purchase it for yourself or not. Hope you liked the video, and if so, please hit that like button down below, subscribe, and there are more videos on the way. Until then, keep rocking.